too enchanting. I can't stay away from it.
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Sacha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitam Sacha Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurue Namah Guru Bhishya Shapurakam Guru Ganaya Ashisha Sambhushitam Chinta Chinta Samasta Vedanapanam Shri Rupa Panthanugam Govinda Abhidam Ujjalam Abartanam Bhaktyanuvitam Sundaram Mande Vishwa Guruncha Divya Bhagavat Premdo Hibij Pradam Devam Divyatanum Suchandra Vadanam Balarka Chailanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyam Mudim Shri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Maram Vandetam Shubhadam Madeka Sharanam Nyasiswaram Srīdharam Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Tividito Gauriya Gurvanvaye Bhata Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Gaura Sankirtanay Mayavad Timingilo Daragata Nudhritta Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sadabdigam Sukham Pradata Prabhum Tam Bhaje Namo Gaura Kishoraya Bhaktavadhuta Murtaye Gaurang Padma Bhangaya Radha Bhavani Sevine Bande Bhakti Vinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudhanadim Gaura Vrajashita Seshaira Vaishnavair Vanda Vigraham Jagannatha Prabhum Bande Premabdhim Vidya Vaishnavam Mancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Namo Mahavadanaye Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaura Tashe Namah Etam Surto Pangol Mama Mandamatergati Mat Sarvasya Padam Bhojo Radha Madanamohano Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadramada Śrīmad Ratnagara Singhāsanastau Sri Gandharva Śrīla Govinda Devo Prishthalavi Sevamano Smaram Shriman Rasarasarambhi Vamshi Vatatata Sthita Karshan Venu Shaner Gopir Gopinatha Shyastana Vrindaya Tulasi Devjaya Priyaya Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Sattavatyaya Namo Athnata Mantra Guru Guru Bhagavatarthadan Vyasan Jagat Guru Natva Tato Jayam Mudire Jaya Sab Parikara Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar Pad Padmanam Jastu. Jaya Sab Parikara Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhariju Pad Padmanam Jastu. Sakala Vaishnava Pade Mora Namaskar Ite Kichu Aparadana Kama Oya Chenoi Bena Prabhura Jata Bhaktajan Bondana Kuriyami Sabarchana Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Sashtang Dandot Pranam to all the Vaishnavas, devotees and servitors, dedicating their lives' vitality in the loving service of Om Vishnupad Śrila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswāmī Mahārāj, Om Vishnupad Śrila Bhakti Rakshak Srīdhar Dev Goswāmī Mahārāj, and Om Vishnupad Vishwarenya Śrila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada worldwide. So we are at your service. Welcome to our Saturday morning Goshti, and we'll be discussing Bhagavad Gītā from where we paused last week, and continuing from there. And before we do that, we'll have ecstatic kirtan led by Lavanya Sundari Didi and Nanda Kishore Prabhu. So whenever you are ready, please let me know.
Page 74.
Remember, you can choose to take it.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Śrīvasadi Gaurabhakta-vrinda
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma
Shri Guru Charana Padma
Kevala Bhakti Sadma Vando Mui Savadhana Mate Prasade bhai e bhavatoriya jai Krishna prapti hoye jahan hoite Kya chitte te koriya kya arona koriha mane asha se uttama gati ve prasade pure sarva asha चक्षुदाना दिला जई जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु सई दिव्या ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते गाय जहाँ चरित श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु यधाम जनारा बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवना प्रभु कर दया देह मोरे पाद छाया हाँ प्रभु कर दया देह मोरे पाद छाया एबे जाग त्रिभुवाना तुया पदे लोइनु शरणा पाद पद्मे सारा नीलम हमारे दया करो है दया करो है पतित पावन श्री गुरुदेव दया करो है अधम पतिता जन दया करो है Haribo. Haribo. Yeah, I can. Very nice, very nice.
We'll do page 202. তুহু দয়া সাগর তারাইতে প্রাণী
তুহু দয়া সাগরা তারাইতে প্রাণী
নাময়নে কতুয়া শিখায়লিয়ানি হরি
নামায়নে কতুয়া শিখায়লিয়ানি
সকল শক্তি দেই নামে তোহারা
সকল শক্তি দেই নামে তোহারা
গ্রহণে রাখলি নাহি কাল বিচার
গ্রহণে রাখলি নাহি কাল বিচারা
নাম চিন্তামণি তাহারি সমান
নাম চিন্তামণি তাহারি সমানা
বিচে বিলায়ই করুণা নিদান
বিচে বিলায়লি করুণা নিধানা
তুয়া দয়ায়ই চান পরময়ুদার
তুয়া দয়ায় কানা পরময়োদারা
অতিশয়ে মন্দনাথ ভাগ হামার
অতিশয় মন্দনাথা ভাগ হামারা
নাহি জনমালো নামে অনুরাগ মোরা
Krishna, Hare
So this is Shri Shikshashtakam, verse 2, the song that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur composed. So we can read the verse together and then we'll read the translation. Nam
Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamita Smarane Nakala Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaivam Idrisham Hajanina Nuraga.
O my Lord, your holy name bestows auspiciousness upon all, and you have unlimited names such as Krishna and Govinda, by which you reveal yourself. In your many holy names you have kindly invested all your transcendental potency, and in chanting these names there are no strict rules concerning time or place. Out of your causeless mercy, you have descended in the form of divine sound, but my great misfortune is that I have no love for your holy name.
O Lord, you are an ocean of mercy, and so you have brought the teachings of the glories of your unlimited holy names to deliver all souls.
You have conferred all your power upon your name, and there are no rules governing the appropriate time or place for chanting the holy name.
The holy name is a Chintamani gem, a divine touchstone, and is non-different from you. Out of your kindness for all souls, you have distributed your holy name throughout the universe.
This is your mercy, O Lord. You are supremely kind, but O Lord, I am most wicked and unfortunate.
I have never known any attraction for the holy names, and so the heart of Bhaktivinoda is filled with sadness.
Jai Shri Shikshashtakam ki Jai,
Jai.
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki
Jai.
So who's accompanying you on the mridanga?
Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Satya Govinda.
Satya Govinda.
I'm Satya Govinda.
Satya Govinda Prabhu ki Jai.
Jai. Okay, page 182. The best one.
Huh?
The best one.
Your
Okay.
favorite?
Yeah, my favorite. Yeah. On the phone? Yeah. Kabe habe bolo sedina amar.
Kabe habe bolo sedin ayamar.
Kabe habe bolo sedina amar.
Kabe habe bolo sedin ayamar.
Amar aparada gochi Sudha name ruchi Kripa bole hobe hridoye sanchar. Kabe habe bolo sedina amar. Trinadi kahi kabe nijamani Sahishnutta guna hridaye te ani. Sahishnutta अनुता गुणा हृदय जयानी काले माना दाया पानी यामानी काले माना दाया पानी यामानी ओए आस्वादिबो नामरा ससार कबे हबे बोलो सेदिनायामा धन जनायार कविता सुंदरी बोलिबो ना चाहे देव सुख करी चाहे देव सुख करी जन्मे जन्मे दायो है गौर हरि जन्मे जन्मे दायो है गौर हरि आहाय सुखी भक्ति चरणे तोमार करिते श्री कृष्ण नामयोच्चारण पुलकिता देह गयदावाचार पुलकिता देह वर्ण वे पशु हो वे संघाटन वर्ण वे पशु वे संघाटन निरंतर नेत्रे भवे अशुदार भवे अशुदार कबे हबे बोलो सेदिनायामा कबे नवद्वीपे सुरधुनि तटे गौ नित्यानंदा बोली निष्कपटे सुरधुनि तटे गौ नित्यानंदा बोली निष्कपटे नचिया गाइया बेड़ाई बटुटे बातुलेरा प्राय छड़िया विचार कबे हबे बोलो सेदिनायामा कबे नित्यानंदा मोरे करी दया चढ़ाई दे विषय रामाया दिया मोरे निजा चरणे रछाया दिया मोरे दिया मोरे निजा चरणे रछाया ना मेरा हटे ते दिव्य अधिकार कबे हबे बोलो सेदिनायामा तिनी बोलुटिबो हरि नामरात नामराता माते होइब विवाद रसेरा रसिका चरना पारा पुरियाम जीव रसया निवार हबे बोलो सेदिनायामा कबे जीवे दया होइबे उदाय निज सुखा बोले सुदिना हृदय भक्ति विनोदा करिया बिना क्रिया ज्ञात करिबे प्रचार कबे हबे बोलो सेदिनायामा हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्णा
bolo. By Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
Do you want to read?
Sure. You can start.
Please tell me, when will that day be mine when my offenses will end and a taste for the pure holy name will be infused within my heart by the power of divine grace?
Considering myself lower than a blade of grass, bringing the quality of forbearance into my heart, showing respect to all, myself being freed from all false pride, when will I taste the essence of the liquid nectar of the holy name?
Wealth, following, beautiful woman, as described in worldly poetry. I do not want any such bodily pleasures. O Lord Gaurahari, please give me the unmotivated devotion to your lotus feet, birth after birth.
And while articulating the divine name of Sri Krishna, while my body be thrilled in ecstatic rapture, and my words choked with emotion, when will pallor and ecstatic trembling occur? And when will streams of tears flow constantly from my eyes?
When in the land of Navadvip, on the banks of the Ganges, will I run about, guilelessly calling, O Gauda, O Nityananda, dancing and singing like a madman, giving up all considerations.
When will Lord Nityananda be merciful to me and release me from the illusion of worldliness, giving me the chair on his lotus feet? When will he allow me to enter the marketplace of the holiness?
I shall buy and plunder the mellow of the name Hari, and becoming thoroughly intoxicated by those liquid mellows of the holy name, I shall become stunned by touching the feet of those great souls who are able to relish those mellows. I will be constantly immersed in the sweet nectar of the holy name.
When will there be an awakening of compassion for all fallen souls? And when will this Bhaktivinoda, forgetting his own happiness, with a meek heart, set out to propagate by humble entreaty the sacred order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Jai.
Hari Bol.
This is so sweet.
Very good.
Anything would feel like an interference.
Good job. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I heard you were good, and I was like,
Jai.
Mira, hay cierto momento de ver San José
I got it.
Orlando Escobar, ¿no?
¿para dónde?
San José Orlando, no sé, yo vi la página que yo a veces he comprado, es una página. Ok, para el 1 de agosto, todos los demás días está carísimo.
Satya Govinda Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
That was some really wonderful and divine mridanga.
Thank you.
Lavanya Sundari and Nandakishore Prabhu and Satya Govinda Prabhu ki jai. That was wonderful. Did not want that to come to a pause. It's like, anyway. Maybe we should have something like, just there, ecstatic kirtan as a
4 hours of it?
something like that. I know there'll be like, if we have 24 hours,
24 is good.
it's amazing. So we are on chapter 9 and what verse? And Lavanyas?
Looks like we're on the 21? Yeah,
Okay.
21 or 20?
Katagatam kama kama lavante.
I think we read
did
20.
21 also. So let's start from 22.
Okay.
We'll chant 22, 23, 24. Let's do till 24.
Okay.
24. So 22, 23, and 24 we'll chant, and then we'll...
So starting from 22?
Starting from 22.
Okay.
Ananyāṣ chintanto mam ye jana pariyupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam mahamyaham yepyanya devata bhakta yajante shraddhayanvita tepi mamaiva kaunteya yajantya avidhi purvakam aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha natumama abhijananti tattinatas chavantite. Okay. Would you like to start reading the translation, Lavanya? What would you like to read?
You want to try it? Go for it.
I bear the responsibility of acquiring and protecting the necessities of my fully dependent devotees who are always absorbed in thought of me and who worship me in every way.
Jai.
O Kaunteya.
Right there.
O Kaunteya, the devotees of the demigods who have faith in worshipping them are actually worshipping me, but incorrectly.
Madhav Prabhu?
This is 23 now?
24.
24.
I alone am the enjoyer and rewarder of all sacrifices, but being ignorant of my position, the demigod worshippers fall to take birth again.
The demigod worshippers reach the demigods. The forefather worshippers go to the plane of their ancestors, and the worshippers of the spirits go to the spirits. But those who worship me come to me.
Jai. So Ati Sundari Didi went ahead. So we'll chant this verse also.
Yeah, let's chant it.
Yanti deva vrata devan pitrana yanti pitravrata bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhya jino pima. So in verse 22, this is significant where he says, I bear the responsibility of acquiring and protecting the necessities of my fully dependent devotees. Ananya-chinta. So Ananya-Bhāk-Bhakta chintanto mame jana pariyupasate. Who are always absorbed in thought of me and who worship me in every way. So remember, he has so many plenary portions, expansions, Dandavad Adi Prabhu, and so many of his various energies are working, and any of those could fulfill this function of providing for and protecting the necessities of the Ananya-Bhakta. But what he says here in first person, I bear the responsibility. So he takes it upon himself that he will do it himself. So that is his nature. He doesn't say like, I shall make sure that it is provided. No, he says, I bear the responsibility. It's personally him, Krishna.
To the fully dependent devotee.
Provided that they are
Dependent.
So remember when he says that, they are never lost to me, this function, and I'm never lost to them. So this is that part, in a deeper way, he is revealing that he personally responds and he personally takes the responsibility, not through his plenary portions or expansions or his various energies. He takes that responsibility himself. And that was very fine reading. What's your name, Didi?
Shayani.
Shayani. Shayani Didi ki jai. You read very nice.
Thank you.
That was very nice. 24. Verse 24. Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhuraiva cha. Not to be taken lightly. So all the yajna, all the sacrifice, all the various penances, vows people take, and towards anything, towards demigods, towards their Ishtadev, whoever it may be. But here he's saying, Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhuraiva cha. I am the only benefactor. I alone. So one may think that one apparently is avoiding him, but that is not possible. From the absolute perspective, it's all him. He alone is the consumer. So we are falsely thinking, especially American society is all about consumerism. We're in America, so we may be from anywhere, but that's what the general thing is, that it's about consumption. Being a consumer, how much can you consume? Here he's saying, I'm the only consumer. And then in the latter part of the verse he says, Na tumam abhijananti tattenatash chavantite. And what does that translate as? Chavantite means fall to take birth again and again. Means if you don't understand his position, then it's like you're cursing yourself in a way. Bandhavatidi. So you're cursing yourself in a way if you do not understand his position. So this is a little bit on the cautionary side when he says, Na tumam bhijananti tattenatash chavantite. although he's all accommodating, but he says that after listening to him, after when he's explaining in Bhagavad Gītā these things, and one still chooses willfully to remain ignorant, then that is like a curse upon their own self, in a way. So. And then verse 25, that
if we're all familiar with the symptoms of that curse, I guess.
So the demigod worshippers reach the demigods. The forefather worshippers go to the plane of the ancestors, and the worshippers of the spirits go to the spirits. But those who worship me come to me. So who is the decision maker in here? Like who's going to worship who? It's us. It's me. I will make that decision. It's not like, no, it'll be my will. I will employ my free will to go in Krishna's direction, and then it'll be to my supreme benefit. He doesn't need anything. So it'll be to my benefit. And still he says, well, if you choose, you can employ that free will in direction of demigods that you worship, or other deities you worship, or pitran, pitrana yanti pitrvata. So you go towards ancestors, the plane of the ancestors. You can do that. So more we put the spotlight, or more we try to hear him, we will understand that he's putting the spotlight on us, saying, oh, you choose, you choose. Something like that. 26, 27, 28. With mind. Let's do till 29.
These verses are really beautiful.
Right?
These next few verses are...
And we all know them, so we should all try and chant together. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktya pratami shnami prayatatmana yat karoshi yad ashnasi yad juhoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunte tad kurushva madarpanam Shubha phalairevam mokshay se karma bandhanay sannyasa yoga yuktatma mukto mam upaishyasi samoham sarva bhuteshu name dushosti na priya ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktaya Maite te shuchapyaham Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakta pratam ashnami prayatatmana. Okay, so Adi Prabhu, would you like to start with the verse?
If one offers me with devotion and leaf, a flower, fruit, or water, I affectionately accept the offering of the clean-hearted devotee.
Would you like to read, Didi? Ramya Didi?
Yeah, okay. Book. What number?
27.
So verse or chapter 9.
Welcome there. Okay.
Oh, Panteya, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer in sacrifice, whatever you give, and whatever vow you may keep, do everything as an offering unto me.
Acting thus, you will be free from bondage to action, and its auspicious or inauspicious results. With mind selflessly linked to me, you will be perfectly liberated and you will come to me.
I am equal to all, so no one is my enemy or my friend. Yet for those who serve me with love, as they are bound by affection for me, I am similarly bound by the tie of affection for them.
Joy.
29.
So that's good. Yeah. So in verse 26, where he says, "Patram pushpam phalam toyam." So last week, if you remember what we were discussing and what about the aprakrita plane, Krishna is always aprakrita, and that plane is always above the plane of majesty, grandeur, awe, reverence. And the most significant attribute of the plane, of the aprakrita plane, is that simplicity. And nothing can be more simple than what he is listing here or telling or sharing. That what can we offer him? He doesn't say you can offer me land, you can offer me jewels, you can offer me like money, stacks of money, anything like that. What is he asking for? Patram, pushpam, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, water. Can anything be more simpler than that? That is a prakriti plane. But you read into it, what does that thing need to have? Or what does actually he consume?
The affection from the heart.
That the offering is done. That heart that is put in. That is his. It says bhavagrahi janardana. So that is what he's actually looking for. Then 27 again is for the supreme benefit of us, and this is like yat karoshi yad ashnas yad juhoshi yad dadas yat tapasyasi gonde tad kurushva madarpanam. Always try and do it for me, because ultimately where he says bhoktaram jagya tapasam sarvalok maheshwaram, and then in here also he says ultimately I alone am the enjoyer and rewarder of all sacrifices. So then if the intelligent person sees through that, then why should not they do everything for him? Because ultimately it is for him. It's he's saying, come to me directly. Come directly to the aprakrita plane. When he says sarva dharmana parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja, means come directly, as in Vrindavan. Don't worry about all these other levels and this and that and demigods, and no, just come directly. We are to come directly, straight away, just drop everything and run to Vrindavan, to Krishna. That is like for someone who understands the import and the bhav, the mood of what the Lord, the Supreme Lord, is telling us. He's telling us this: just drop everything. If you are whether you're Savarna, whether you're an outcast, whether you're whatever you think you're a dog eater, whatever you think you are, and believe or don't believe, it doesn't matter to him. He says, come directly to me. Is that beautiful or not? He says, there's no time. There's no time for you to, okay, now I shall go through these reformatory practices and inculcate these good habits. Pointless. He says, no. Directly come to me, come to Krishna. Sarva Dharman means even if you're maintaining your Brahman culture or Khatri culture, whatever you're maintaining, just drop it. Just drop everything. So this is also for people of India, because it's universal. When he says Sarva Dharman, that also means Varnashram. Who are so attached to Varnashram, they need to drop all of it. That is how revolutionary the illumination of these verses is in Mahaprabhu's line, as Guru Mahārāj and Gurudev through Saraswati Thakur, they're giving us. Direct. And it's beautiful. It just actually moves our hearts. How will it not? Jai Sharangi Didi ki Jai. It just moves us that, Supreme Lord, the Supreme Being, He's just telling like, oh yeah, you're dirty, you're this, you have filth. Come directly to me. Hare Krishna. So, and that is our good fortune. That is our ultimate fortune. And this was all lost, by the way. It was all revived by the Shad Goswāmīs, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda, and their associates, and given to us. Otherwise, this was all lost, literally. When Mahaprabhu appeared, all of this was lost. For various reasons, I'm not going to get into, but so now the next two verses we're going to read together because they have some commentary and deep insight that Param Guru Mahārāj has given, which is unprecedented. And so we'd like to kind of focus on those a little bit. So we'll chant them together, verse 20, verse 30 and 31. Okay. Api chet suduracharo bhajate mamanannabhak sadureva samantavya samyak vyavasito hisa chipram bhavati dharmatma shashvachantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijani nama bhakta pranashyati. Okay. Sharangi Didi, would you like to read verse 30 and 31?
Okay. If even a very sinful person serves me exclusively with devotion, he should be regarded as saintly, for his resolve is perfect. He swiftly becomes a person of virtuous practices and attains constant peace. O son of Kunti, declare to the world that my devotee is never vanquished. Or, should I read the next one?
Yes, please.
O son of Kunti, declare to the world that my devotee is never vanquished. One who declares this swiftly becomes virtuous and attains eternal joy. Why is there two?
So that's what we're going to dive into and see what these two verses are. Commentary. The second interpretation of this verse was revealed to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in a dream. In the Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna says, Agyaivam gunana doshana maya dashthana api swakan dharmana santajyaha sarvana mama bhajetasa cha sattama. The best of the saintly persons are those who have surpassed the forms of duties that I myself have recommended in the scriptures for the people in general. Although it is my directive, they cross it and render loving service to me. In society, one must obey the law, but there is also the situation of crossing the law to show fidelity to the king. If one risks his life and reputation and crossing the general law enters the royal chamber to combat an assassin, then he will be considered the most loyal servitor. Similarly, the Lord is saying, I have already given some direction for the people in general. Do this, don't do that, don't cross these laws, etc. But if, for my interest, anyone takes the risk of committing sin, then he should be considered the best of my devotees. So Arjuna, go and declare it. Promise to the public that the Ananya-Bhāk, in verse 30, the exclusively devoted persons will never come to ruin. Then you will get the benefit. You will become dharmatma, religious, and attain eternal divine happiness. The Ananya-Bhāk, the exclusive devotees, have already crossed the threshold of dharma, the standard of dutifulness, and taken the risk to throw themselves fully into my service. Sarva dharmana pratajya mamaikam sharanam vraja. There is no question of them becoming virtuous or religious, as they long before surpassed dharma and took the risk and entered into prema dharma. My loving service, transcending both piety and sinfulness. Do you follow? Do you follow how fine and how beautiful the thread is, what Param Guru Mahārāj has just revealed to us in these two verses? Api chedasu duracharo bhajate mama Ananya-Bhāk sadhureva sa mantavya samyak vyavasito hisa. And then he says, Chipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chantim nigacchati kaunte pratijani name bhakta pranashyati. These are the two verses. So the issue is, or the contention here is, as you're reading them, in the first verse he says that Api chedasu duracharo bhajate mama Ananya-Bhāk sadhureva sa mantavya samyak vyavasito hisa. So he's referring to Ananya-Bhāk sadhu, someone who is Ananya-Bhāk. If they do any apparently bad thing, but then in the second verse he says he swiftly becomes a virtuous person. So that is the point which was not understood. Because in the first verse, Krishna has already said that he's an Ananya-Bhāk, exclusive devotee. So how does that exclusive devotee again in verse 31 become a virtuous person? So he's entering dutifulness again? You understand the issue? Well, we're not the only ones to be confused in this, because Lord Brahma, Yamraj, and so forth, they were also confused. So would you like me to go a little deeper into this explanation?
We're going to the heart of it now. We have to go deeper.
Okay, so we'll try and understand this. We'll try and understand what, And Param Guru Maharaj has spoken in a little more elaborately in the subjective evolution of consciousness. Okay, so I already have that, and I was like, if everyone is interested, then we'll go deeper. So I'm going to open up the chapter Pure Devotion, where Param Guru Maharaj is talking about exactly these two verses. And I'll begin with, this is Param Guru Maharaj. Once Bhaktivinoda Thakur had a dream in which he was wandering in the sky chanting the holy name. He came upon the court of Yamaraj, where Yamaraj himself was sitting with Brahma, Narada, and others. So what caliber, we can tell. Discussing a point from a verse in Bhagavad Gītā, chapter 9, verse 30. Api chetasu duracharo bhajte mam Ananya-Bhāk sadureva samantavya samyak vyavasito hisa. The generally accepted meaning of this verse is, if one commits the most abominable action, if he is an Ananya-Bhāk devotee who worships me alone in devotional service, which is free from karma and jnana, he is to be considered saintly, because his endeavors are completely on my behalf and his determination is fixed. Here Krishna says, whatever he has done, if he is exclusively given to myself, he should be considered as my devotee. Samyak vyavasito hisa. And whatever he is doing is 100% right. But then the next passage says, Chipram bhavati dharmatma. Very soon he will be a man of righteousness. He will become dharmatma, dutiful. As Yamaraj, Brahma and Narad discussed this point, a question came up. Krishna says, Bhajate mam Ananya-Bhāk, one who is my exclusive devotee. The question arises, what is exclusive devotion or Ananya Bhajan? Krishna says, give up all other religious conceptions and surrender to me alone. Sarva dharman paritajya mamekam sharanam raja. This is exclusive devotion. But if one is practicing exclusive devotion, then he is already dharmatma. He is already righteous. How is it then that in the very next verse Krishna says, soon he will become dharmatma? How are we to adjust this? Krishna says, Chipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigacchati kaunte pratijani name bhakta pranashyati. As he soon becomes righteous, dharmatma, and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. This is the general meaning of this verse. Krishna tells Arjuna, he soon becomes dharmatma. My devotee is never ruined. Go and declare this to the public. Krishna says that after the devotee became Ananya-Bhāk, that is, he gave up all sorts of duties and surrendered to Krishna, then again he will be a dutiful man. As Brahma, Narada and Yamaraj discussed this point, they saw Bhaktivinoda Thakur walking in the sky and taking the holy name. Then one of them suggested, there is a pure devotee, he should be able to give the real meaning. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur was invited in their midst and was asked, how shall we adjust these points? Krishna has said, that this person is an exclusive devotee and that he has renounced all sorts of duties and surrendered to Krishna. And yet in no time it will be seen that he is very dutiful. How can we understand this? Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained that he quickly becomes righteous refers not to the exclusive devotee, but the one who considers the exclusive devotee pure in all circumstances. Even if he performs some abominable acts, he is really a sadhu, a saint. One who can think of an exclusive devotee in that way will soon become dharmatma. This was Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation. In this way, in my commentary on Bhagavad Gītā, I have followed Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation. I also saw that it was redundant to say that an Ananya-Bhāk devotee becomes dharmatma. Krishna says that an exclusive devotee should be thought of as a sadhu, an honest man. One who says that an exclusive devotee, a surrendered soul to Krishna, should be thought of as pure, whatever be his external practices, the man who is making this remark, he becomes righteous. Do you follow? This is the proper conclusion. What he says is 100% truth. And the next thing Krishna says is that he who can remark in such a way will be purified very soon. Krishna says that by such appreciation of the exclusive devotee, a person will soon come to his eternal duty and attain eternal peace. So I ask you, O son of Kunti, Arjuna, to go and promise in public that my exclusive devotee will never be lost. Kaunte pratijani name bhakta pranashyati. Then you will get the benefit of the man who remarks, whose remark improves his life. So if whoever goes and declares that his devotee never perishes, the Ananya-Bhāk, then Arjuna will benefit. So he's making Arjuna an example like that to illustrate. Otherwise, why should Krishna tell Arjuna, make a public announcement that my devotees never ruin? What effect will there be for Arjuna? But one who declares an exclusive devotee of Krishna is saintly no matter what he does, soon becomes righteous. If Arjuna declares this, he will become dharmatma. He will get the benefit. So Krishna tells him, you make this remark. Take a bold step, take a risk, and make this remark. Then you will also get the benefit I have described. Of course, Arjuna is a Parshad, an eternal associate of Krishna, but using him as an example, Krishna tells him, you do it. Arjuna has taken the position of an inquirer, independent of his Parshad character. Param Guru Maharaj continues, when I was publishing my commentary on Bhagavad Gītā, a god brother once told me, if you give such an explanation, then in the name of Ananya-Bhāk-Bhakti, exclusive devotion, less advanced devotees will take advantage of this. What you are revealing here is a very hidden meaning. This is not meant for the public. It is a confidential point. Api chet suduracharo bhajate mam Ananya-Bhāk sadhurev. He may be the worst debauchee in his outer life, but if he is Ananya-Bhāk, a surrendered soul, he should be considered a really honest man. If you explain things according to your interpretation, everyone will say, oh, I am an Ananya-Bhāk devotee. And they will go on with their debauchery. So please, do not express this interpretation of yours so explicitly. This is what Srīdhar Maharaj's god brother is requesting him. back to Param Guru Maharaj, this is what he says. But I published my commentary over this objection. Because the principle underlying this verse is an important one. One who has surrendered to Krishna is accepted as his own, just as Krishna has rights over everything and is never a trespasser. So his own man should never be considered a trespasser at any time. This is confirmed elsewhere in the Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Atma-bhūyāya ca kalpate. My devotee belongs to me. So one who works by inspiration from Krishna should never be considered a trespasser. He can enjoy anything on Krishna's behalf if he is really a surrendered soul. He should be considered as Krishna's. He has free access to everything that belongs to Krishna. But some objected, saying, don't be so broad in your interpretation. If you do so, then the people at large will do abominable things in the name of pure devotion. They will say, oh, I am a Vaishnav, I am a Chudgotra, I am one of Krishna's own men. What is his property is mine, I can enjoy everything. Then of course the question comes, how do we recognize Ananya-Bhāk-Bhakta, exclusive devotion? The real trouble is here. Merely professing that I am a pure devotee won't do. That will be, rather a real devotee will think, I am not a real devotee. That will be his understanding, his inner feeling. Exclusive devotion is not a small thing. A genuine devotee thinks, I can't be an Ananya-Bhāk-Bhakta. I have not attained that stage. It is very difficult. Rather, I am going away from that. That will be the general tenor of his attitude. What to speak of lesser devotees? Srimati Radharani herself says, people associate me with Krishna. They say that I have an illicit connection with Krishna. But what they say is all false. My grief is that I could not give my entire heart to Krishna. I cannot say that I am completely His. My internal trouble is that I could not become wholly His. And they falsely think that I am. I have no objection to becoming fully His, even to having an illicit connection with Him, but that I can't become so. This is my great fault. That will be the general attitude of a real Ananya-Bhāk-Bhakta. Just the opposite tendency will come. The fact is that one who has accepted Krishna exclusively has no taste for any other thing. So really, he is not durachar. He is not capable of acting in an abominable way. Internally, he's always connected with Krishna. In external life, he's indifferent. So what he is doing is not done by him. One who acts in that plane of reality may destroy thousands of universes, but does not do anything. Hatva pisaiman lokan nahantina nibadyate. He is acting in the transcendental plane, the nirguna plane. He is not to be seen in terms of what is good or bad in the calculation of this world. He is absent here. What is in connection with Krishna is all good. It is nirguna, transcendental, without material qualities. In this world, truth is a relative thing. This is true, this is not true, this is mine, this is yours. What value do these things have? If a devotee steals a flower for Krishna, you may say, oh, why are you stealing my flower? But what is the guarantee that the flower belongs to you?
Wow.
These are different stages of bogus conceptions of reality. A man who has possession of some land declares himself the owner. Then a big landowner comes and says, "You're not the owner. I have real possession of this land. I have allowed you to only to use it." But beyond the landowner, a king may come and say, "Oh no, this is my land. Your ownership is only relative. I am the ruler of this land. It belongs to me." In this way, one relative conception of truth fights with another, and morality stands only on this conception. This is mine, this is yours. Let me repeat. Morality stands only on this conception. And what is that conception? This is mine, this is yours.
Yes, but I can take your sins.
All these conceptions of ownership are false. All these conceptions, all of them are false. What you're thinking, what I'm thinking, all false. All these transactions of morality are false because they are not in connection with the supreme truth. So the devotee's apparent misbehavior is quite the contrary in reality. Dvaite bhadra bhadra jnana saba manodharma ei bhala ei manda ei saba brahma. Chaitanya Charitamrita. In the material world, conceptions of good and bad or right and wrong are all mental concoctions. Therefore, saying this is good and this is bad is all a mistake. So in the deepest plane of reality, the deepest wave of Krishna consciousness is moving. And there are so many jiva souls, and there so many jiva souls are dancing. And that dance is the absolute dance wherein everything surrenders to Krishna in the mood of Vrindavan. Sarva dharmana parityajya mamekam. Everything belongs to Krishna, and for his satisfaction, anything and everything can be done. This is the only principle followed by the exclusive devotees without caring for the many relative demands and strictures of this false plane. That is nirguna, transcendental. In that plane, the calculation of false ownership can't be applied. All claims of ownership have no value in Krishna consciousness. There is another point that may be considered in this verse. Once Parashar Muni was crossing a river. A young lady was piloting the boat. As the boat reached the middle of the river, Parashar suddenly became charmed by that young lady. He proposed that they unite, and they did. As a result of their union, Vyasadeva was born. Parashar was already a man of higher sense control. But the time had come for the birth of Vyas. And this created a necessity at a particular stage in him. Suddenly he was overwhelmed by lust and united with that lady. From their union came Vyasadeva, the compiler of all the Vedic scriptures. So this was the determination of the universal will. Parashar is not to be accused or condemned. He is not a party to that. He is an instrument of the universal will. We should not consider this an event of lustfulness and criticize Parashar for his immoral act. He was inspired by some inner will and overpowered by the divine force of the Nirguna will of Krishna. Only then did these things take place. Therefore, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gītā that it is not the action, but the background of the action that is to be considered. That is to be examined, not the action alone. The motive underlying the action, not the karma, but the purpose. That is the culprit. Draupadi had 5 husbands, but not of her own accord. She had to accept the trouble as her duty. She did not do so for the sake of pleasure. So Draupadi should not be held responsible for this. It cannot be said that she is unchaste. She cannot be held responsible for having many husbands. It is said in the Shastra that Draupadi or Kunti may seem to be unchaste, but if you chant their names, you will be purified. So the internal meaning of an act, its purpose should be considered, not the external action. The higher principle is served not by following ordinary law, but by following some higher law. In that case, the ordinary law is surpassed. One might think a devotee a culprit from the consideration of ordinary law. But from the consideration of a higher law, Krishna has said that if you can appreciate their law breaking, you will be uplifted. Agyaiva gunana doshana mayadishtana piswakana dharmana santajya sarvana mama bhajeta satasattama. Krishna says the rules of the scriptures come from my direction, my order. But if anyone breaks those rules to satisfy me, he should be considered a better devotee. Sometimes it may be necessary to show even greater loyalty to the king by crossing over the laws of the king. So here, God is above law. When we consider the nature of divinity, we must conclude that Krishna is above law. Law is for us, but law may not be applied in his case. He is absolute. He cannot but ignore the laws meant for ordinary people. Of course, this means in a higher sense. It is not that devotees shall not observe the ordinary laws governing society in the name of devotion. But in the higher sense, we have to understand that Krishna is all in all. He is the creator of law. And he himself sometimes breaks the law and especially likes those who are ready to break the law for him. They are his favorite, who are ready to take risks for his service, who are ready to bear the consequence of breaking the law. This is the nature of Krishna's entire Braja-lila. In Vrindavan, all considerations of individual and local interest are sacrificed. In Vrindavan, there is the highest self-sacrifice to the degree that everyone's own particular interest or consideration is sacrificed into fire. Only when you come to that stage of self-sacrifice can you take birth in Vrindavan, not before. This is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gītā. Sarva dharmāna parityajya māmaikam saranam vraja aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshashyami māshacha. Krishna says you must risk all your prospects. You must risk everything with no prospects other than myself. I cannot tolerate the presence of any secondary entity in your heart. I cannot tolerate that you will come to me with some consideration. My relation with you must be unconditional. I can't tolerate any other interest in the heart of my devotee. Only one interest, and that is me. Sacrifice all your so-called interests, all your prospects, everything. Then you can come to meet me in Vrindavan. Param Guru Mahārāj ki jai. See his Guru Mahārāj's stand with the Absolute. You cannot move him. His God brothers, they're saying like people are going to misuse this. But look at his consideration. All of those considerations that they're giving, they're right, but they're all relative. His is absolute. He will not give that up. And that is who we're trying to follow. That is the creed. What depth! So anyway, I had that like lined up. So
this exclusivity is so far beyond where we are. We can't tell who's an exclusive devotee and who's not, and we have a lot of guidelines, like you don't know who's sitting next to you, so be respectful to everyone, tolerant, humble, all those guidelines. But also there's like, we don't know what's what, and we're so full ourselves of our own desires, and we're covered from millions of births of material desires. And, this is what you just discussed is our ideal. And we're holding that over our head, but can you speak a little bit about how in our day-to-day life we can apply these things and incorporate that?
Well, I think it's really extremely applicable at all levels. When we're told that the environment is conscious, you think the environment doesn't know where we're at? I think the divine intelligence is not to be challenged. It knows where we're at. It knows more than probably I do about myself. And in affectionate ways, it will tell me. And that's what Guru Mahārāj is saying. If you try and apply it to day-to-day things, it will tell you that I will not be able to read. If I am not able to read environment's response, then there is something fundamentally wrong with me. Because I'm trying to adjust with who? As in our day-to-day thing, is with the environment. And what comes to me, I can tell. In my little understanding. And like that, we take baby steps.
We can also see that those difficulties, those challenges, are helping to clear us of all our misconceptions.
Because the environment is always favorable. All the difficulties, all the challenges, all the failures are actually to help us. They are not to condemn us.
They break down the barriers, keeping us from that exclusive.
And to always think that that is our right. He wants us to believe that. We don't willfully, we want to keep that away. Our tendency, which is not anyone's fault, is to keep him at a distance. And that comes to interfere with our day-to-day sadhana. And that should not happen. So he will interfere where he thinks, no, I can be available at any time. Well, you're thinking that not right now. Who are you to say that? You understand? Yeah. I'm thinking I'm unclean, or I have so much garbage in myself, in my heart. I have to go through all of that. It'll take many births, or may not happen. But how can I, based on that, am I to challenge the divine intelligence of the environment? I cannot do that. That is why he says what he's saying. And Guru Mahārāj is saying, you always need to be a Sharanagat. Whatever is coming, I will take, yes. If it's supremely good, or it doesn't look so good. That is the part of Saranagati versus saying, no, right now I am at my stage, and so therefore what is coming is too good to be true, for example. And I will, what am I doing? I'm denying myself that where he's saying Sarva Dharman Parityaja. You think that is, I will never think that is a casual statement. He means it. When he says Sarva Dharmana Parityaja Mamaikam Sharanam Raja, what does that mean? There is such immediacy in that statement that whatever it is that you're thinking, your conception of good and bad, right and wrong, morality, immorality, whatever it is, just drop it and come to me. So if I'm thinking, oh no, wait a minute, he said that, but I need to like kind of, that is so foolish. That is so foolish.
The commonplace.
Yeah. But I am to surrender to his will rather than go, well, let's negotiate, Krishna. Well, my thing here is that, I've got some like things in the list I need to clear up, and by that time I'm, he's like, okay, whatever. But when he has said that openly, then why do I question? I need to run to him. Yes, Didi, you were saying something.
But I think we can see wherever, no? Because if we read that, but I think the more important is a guide of your guru. Because your guru knows more than I, for example, and interprets. He said what means, the real meaning, because we can sing wherever. I see the more important is the guide of the guru.
That's why we're reading Guru Mahārāj's.
Yes,
what really?
But we can interpretation.
There's no interpretation. It's very direct. What we read, there's no interpretation.
I was reading 2 times and Subject Evolution. I read 2 times, but it's very deep.
2 times?
Yes, I read 2 times.
And you were able to read through?
Yes.
That's great. That's huge progress.
But I am going to read 3 times. But always I have to ask General Mahārāj, what's the real meaning of this?
Yes.
Because it's not available for me.
So whoever, that's great, because we're guardian. We have guardians. That's why we have guardians. You must take their shelter. If Janardhan Mahārāj is someone that you think is actually helping you, you must.
Yes, in this life, he.
In other life also.
Maybe
if you're thinking, see, that's your mind. If you're thinking in this life him, next life I need better. That's wrong. No. Guru doesn't. You need to adjust.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he is my guru in this life. I don't know. I know he's my guru in this life.
So that's wonderful.
And I don't need other.
That's wonderful.
Because I see it's confused for the entity. Go here, there, or there. I see confused the mind.
Don't bother about other entities. You just take care of yourself.
No, myself.
That's it.
For me,
if you take care of
when
yourself,
I believe in somebody, I believe.
okay, if you take care of yourself, then everything will seem right. But if you don't take care of yourself, everything will seem wrong. Will be some politics or some other business, non-Krishna. You don't want to do that. You stick to what your heart says and you do it. To do it is the key. Don't go about, well, let me say this to them, let me correct this. No need. You manage yourself. Because people say, well, what is the guarantee that we are chanting and it's good for all? Well, why are you bothered about all? Has it made any difference to you? You must be able to analyze at least that. And if it has, then it will benefit everyone. So these things are very simple. It's not to be considered like, this is confusing everyone. Well, no, it's confusing you.
I don't know.
Didi, let me finish.
But there is.
Can you please let me finish?
Okay.
All I'm saying is, if anything confuses you, then you try and avoid that for that period of time or that particular instance, and take shelter of what is actually helping you. Then you will maybe come to that stage later, or you may not need that. Very simple. That's what we have been advised. And as you said, Janardhan Maharaj is helping you. What could be better? It's perfect. Then your life is all set. Then you should be rejoicing and happy and go on Harinam.
Yes.
Yes, what were you saying, Didi?
No. It's all. Sorry, I
No.
don't
No.
let you talk. No, but I send you what I see.
We all think that's the problem. We think too much.
And speaking of thinking, I'm thinking myself regarding the parents of Vasudeva in a boat. There was a gathering of male and female in a boat going across the river. The story you started with.
Parasharuni.
And I'm relating this also to the birth of Christ as being something which seems so out of the ordinary that this parent, you weren't even married, and here's a child, and this is all divine will. What is going on?
So you're referring to Immaculate Conception.
Yes.
So Immaculate Conception, something is you're viewing as moral from a relative perspective. Everyone in Mahabharata, all the key figures, they were all born in that fashion. And they all fought to kill each other. So that's your Immaculate Conception. The thing is to see in absolute terms, or to try and see it in absolute terms. That simplicity of a prakrata will never happen like that. That magical, magician, mixed up, cosmic, manifestation, not like that. It will always happen in a human-like way. And why I'm saying this is common sense. It's not any vision of any sort. Because that's Krishna's modus operandi. He expresses himself in that way. That aprakrita plane expresses in that way. Human society is modeled after that. But in a chaotic fashion. But that is the ideal model. We need to have our laws. We need to have some sort of governance and things of that nature. But there, only law is love, is divine love, love for Krishna.
May I? Thank you for this class. Very, very wonderful. You were sharing about Sarva Dharma Parityaja and how, growing up I would hear it. And only like as I got older, because also that very delicate, controversial sloka of Apisechiduracho. Thankfully, I was protected. I had a wonderful upbringing with my mother. But as I grew up and I traveled and met people, this was used to excuse some barbaric. So I loved the explanation. Oh my God, it's like it's needed because it could be so used for cheating, cheaters. And then the light on the context of Arjuna being dharmic, being in that position because he has to follow dharma, and Krishna telling him Sarva Dharma Parityaja. But he's already pretty perfect, right? That's what I want to bring to he's not telling any ordinary fool Sarva Dharma Parityaja. He's telling Arjuna, who is, my empathy goes to him, wow, having to pick up his bow and kill people he loves, his affection for, right? That's intense. Imagine that moment, Krishna says, Sarva Dharma Parityaja, go kill your teacher, right?
Your grandfather.
Oh, Krishna, that to me, if I speak about it, I tremble. It's so intense. That is most extreme thing to do in that position. You now surrender to me and do your duty. Wow, that's really okay. That's intense.
Jai. Thank you for sharing. That's beautiful. Very nice. Inspiring. So our line is so exclusive and wonderful, and the depth which Guru Maharaj is giving in terms of where he is respecting his god brothers, or that thing that this is a confidential point, don't include it, people will misuse it. He knows people will misuse it, but that's relative.
Yeah.
And he knows the real ones will be with the absolute, and they will understand if this person or people or whatever they're claiming, I am Ananya-Bhāk or I am Achyuta-Gotra, people will be like, well, the real one wouldn't say that. So if you're saying that, then there is something that is not okay. So let's investigate. But this is not true. So his position is always the absolute. He's like, it's otherwise, in terms of being relative, people will misuse people, then you will never be able to fully represent Krishna's will. How would you do that? Because remember, if truly it is Krishna's will, it will never harm anyone. It is for the best of all.
Yes.
All. At all times.
Yes.
So if it is of that nature, then why withhold? That is, where his heart is. He's like, no, I'm gonna say it. Because he is addressing who? He's not addressing the masses. Like you said, your empathies with Arjuna. His empathy is also with those whose empathy is with Arjuna. His empathy or his mercy, although available, but it's not for the masses. It's for the exclusive, the ones who yearn for that, who are craving for it, who they're giving their lives for it. And maybe we're not there. But I can't discount Krishna's will at any point in time. How would I do that? That would be antithetical to the whole premise. So that's why he's giving it, so that, the real ones know in their heart of hearts, like, how do we know? What's going on? So he's given it, and it's beautiful. Then we can all, see through that. We're always to see through that lens, like Sharanagi is always telling us, the telescopic parampara lens. We have to go through that. If we don't go through that, then it's all messy, and then the mind takes over, and then we have so many of our own little ideas and whatnot and opinions, and it's again all relative, all non-Krishna. Although apparently we're dressed and we're talking or trying to, talk about Krishna consciousness, but it's all Gramya Katha. So it's very important to have that, like Ramya Didi said, and that's all in all. And that will protect us. To the surrendered devotee, he says, Yogakshemam mahamyaham. And does that not include protection from all these relative truths and, make sure morality? Yes, it does. All these, these societal things, and do this and do that, and you'd be able to see right through it with a proper lens, without any doubt.
I think the moment that Arjuna heard Krishna say, well, they're dead anyway.
Yeah.
That must have given him, okay, then. It's easy. Right? They're dead anyway, so okay. I will do the external, right? Krishna. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. They were dead anyway.
Dead anyway.
He showed them in universal form. Everybody can choose.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for sharing, Ramya Didi. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, any other comments or yes, Nina?
I was thinking that, like, this whole thing is so high. It's a lot. What you read from Guru Maharaj is a lot to digest. Even Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, we're having trouble digesting it. So we can give ourselves a break there.
Yeah.
There's a lot to carry and understand.
Yeah.
But according to our sincerity, if we proceed with sincerity, then it will be revealed. And it's like so important, the whole package, like I wanted you to explain it on a more practical level, and you did by saying that everything is conscious. It's everywhere, reality is everywhere. And that seems to be the core conception that gets us through our day, is to understand that Krishna is everywhere, behind everything. And the more we, with sincerity, try and approach that and remember that, we'll proceed. And he reciprocates accordingly. And I had this one memory of a story about some devotees that went to the Mat and met Guru Maharaj. And they were charmed by him, and how do you not be? And then they went back to London and took initiation from some other guru. And the devotees that were around Guru Maharaj were like, what happened? How did that happen? How could they meet you and take shelter there? And Guru Maharaj said it is according to their sincerity.
Yep.
So I think that's something we have to protect, is our own sincerity. And I think by good association, and then, to proceed, like, take our seva seriously, take our sadhana seriously, and sincerely protect those things. And step by step, this exclusivity, to be exclusively devoted to only him, and put our own crap aside, that will happen naturally. It will fall away without our external effort. And that's like such a beautiful thing, that we are based on our own strength that's not how we achieve it.
Hare Krishna.
Humility and surrender and sincerity, it will almost be given to us.
That sounds beautiful. That sounds so beautiful.
I'm hopeful.
Continue.
No, I'm just,
It's so nice.
that's what came to me out of your
It's
class.
joy.
I think it's so beautiful.
It really is.
It's
It really
so
is.
sweet and so wonderful, and we have the opportunity to reach that.
To be connected with that current.
Yeah, even just connected on any level is so amazing.
So, I mean, that incredible fortune, what can we say? And in gatherings and in company of devotees, it's just, for me, it's like therapy, like, you know, so. Like, this is reality versus so much of noise, all noise. And then you come into this, and then this is, this in of itself is such a blessing. And yesterday, like, I was looking at these verses. So in the hidden treasure, it's a lot more concise. He hasn't expanded that much. He hasn't given his full commentary on these two verses. And I think these two verses are also Hasyapriya Prabhu's, he's intrigued by these, and he likes them. I know that. And so I wanted to see if there was interest. Then we could, in a more elaborate way, understand what Param Guru Maharaj is trying to give us. And so this is non-linear reading. So somewhere, or we're reading that and those verses, and then reading something else, then that comes into focus, and then we can refer to that. So that ways we can get deeper. Hey, Ananda Krishna Prabhu ki jai. Jai Prabhu. So Ananda Krishna Prabhu is also today, he has organized a Harinam.
Yeah.
So so we'll all be, following, and today happens to be Ekadasi, which is more auspicious.
More auspicious.
So,
And a beautiful day.
it's a beautiful day.
Chanting in the cliffs. Yeah.
Would you like to read some more? Maybe one verse, or? Well, the next verse is also.
It's almost two.
So let's do Hari Haraya, and then we can start planning for.
Well, we do Artis.
Artis also. Okay, so let's do. So.
Plates being made.
Huh?
Free trade.
Oh.
It's being made.
Yeah.
Plates being made.
So it's perfect then.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
So, okay, well, so we read what verse? 30?
We'll start 32 next week.
So 32 next, let me look that up. Okay. जय ओम विष्णुपाद शिला भक्ति सुंदर गोविंद देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद शिला भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद विश्वरेण्य शिला एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। जय श्री चैतन्य सारस्वत आचार्य वृंद की जय, जय श्रील भक्ति पावन जनार्दन महाराज की जय, जय विश्व वैष्णव राज्य सभा की जय, श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय, all the assembled devotees की जय, नित्य गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि। Let's do Hari Hari. Oh, Preeti Didi ki jai. So, Hari Hari Namah Krishna Jadavaya Namaha. Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhattarasuna Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasarahuna Jai Gosai Tori Charana Vanda Raha Hoite Vignana Sabishta Pura Jai Gosai Dar Murita Dada Sabara Padarenu Mora Panchaga Andhra Charana Siri Bhakta Saneva Janame Mora Abhila Gosai Jabe Raja Koilaba Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Praka Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Pade Majjaya Ma Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Kuriya Hari Nama Sankirtana Kohe Narottama सपरिकर श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधार्व गोविंद सुंदर जी की जय। जय सपरिकर श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्विका गिरिधारी जी की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद श्रील भक्ति सुंदर गोविंद देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद श्रील भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद विश्वरेण्य शिला ओम विष्णुपाद विश्वरेण्य शिला एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। जय श्री चैतन्य सारस्वत मठ आचार्य वृंद की जय। जय शिला भक्ति पावन जनार्दन महाराज की जय। जय श्री रूपनुग गुरुवर्ग की जय। नाम आचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती प्रभु की जय। श्री नरोत्तम श्यामानंद श्रीनिवास आचार्य प्रभु की जय। श्रील वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। सपार्षद श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। सपार्षद श्रीमन महाप्रभु की जय। जय एकादशी व्रत तिथि की जय। जय all the assembled devotees की जय। नित्याय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि।
जय यशोमती नंदन ब्रजवर नागर मती नंदन ब्रजवर नागर गोकुल रंजन कान गोकुल
जन पालनाया सुरकुला नाचना न पालनाया सुरकुला नंद गोधन रखया भया खंडन जाया है Jai. You're in the frame. Come here. Come here. You're in the frame.
Sri Hari Katha ki jai. Palaska Vardini Mahārāj in Soquel ki jai. Fast for Sri Hari, retiring to take rest. Shavan ki jai. All the devotees ki jai. All the sacred devotees ki jai. Hari Hari Bol.
Good.